I'm really pleased that we have Miha here with us because he's an organizer of a fantastic festival which has been running now in Ljubljana in Slovenia for the last 5 years. Am I correct in saying so, Miha? 6 years, sorry, 6 years. And it's called EarZoom. And it's basically sonic art performed on various different devices that have been developed. So some of the people who are here with us today are from what have in the past performed at EarZoom, and I highly recommend it. If anybody's interested in this festival, do look it up, do talk to Miha about it. The quality of the stuff this year, I mean, I was very lucky to be invited by Miha, and the quality of the stuff this year was just extraordinary. I mean, I was blown away. He managed to bring people in from Canada, from Singapore, from all over the world. So he's, of course, Miha runs an audio company, and he's also a musician and a performer, an inventor, and therefore plenty there to talk to him about. So welcome, Miha Ciglar.
So thanks so much, Michaela, for this introduction, and thanks a lot to the organizers, of course, for getting me here all the way from Slovenia, where I come from, and where I started this institute. It's called Institute for Sonic Arts Research, IRZU, the Slovenian acronym for it. And we actually just, like Michaela told, finished this festival, the 6th edition of the IRZUM Festival, which has a special focus theme on music technology startups. And I guess it really nicely matches the contents that are going around the Music Tech Fest. So I just met Michaela there, basically. I was inviting her to introduce Music Tech Fest, and then got invited back, which thanks again for this. So IRZUM Festival going on since 6 years, and it's one of the main activities of this Institute for Sonic Arts Research, which is a non-government organization and has like 3 main areas of working areas. So first of all, of course, we develop music technology, and second, we develop artistic production, and third, we want to bring this knowledge, share this knowledge with the local environment. So we organize lectures and workshops and this festival, of course. One of the interesting things I need to mention, in 2012, this festival was hosting ICMC, the International Computer Music Conference, which brought like 350 people to Ljubljana and almost killed us. We don't want to do it again. Because of our research that we do within the field of audio technologies, we decided at some point, it was in 2011, to make a spin-off company which would focus on further developments and commercialization of the technologies and the products that we developed there. So Ultrasonic is basically very connected to EarZoom. It's sort of a spin-off. And the first product I would like to introduce today that we started with actually is a musical interface that I use myself for performance. And it's this here, this dish. It's the special thing about this interface is that it creates some tactile feedback, but very special kind of tactile feedback. It is contact-free tactile feedback. So you can actually feel something without touching anything. And so you can see this spherically shaped array of ultrasonic transducers, in fact, which accumulate energy in this central point, the focal point of this instrument here. And the sound that gets accumulated there is so strong that you can actually feel it. You can feel the vibration in midair at this point. And we developed a whole software system of analyzing motion and position of the hand. We have a camera integrated there, and a system that extracts descriptors of hand movement and enables mapping of these parameters with in OSC format to certain musical parameters. So the idea is actually to directly interact with the music to sort of mold the sound in a way, because you immediately feel all the effects of your actions when you're moving the hand. You feel the change of sound. So the audience hears the sound, but the musician also feels it in a way. So it's a nice thing, and I will perform with it today. But after a while, we figured out it's a really difficult product and a bit too futuristic maybe. So we decided not to really launch it, but we put this technology that we developed within this product. Okay, let me just show a few more images. Here is the visualization of this focal point with liquid nitrogen, so you can see the wavelength of this ultrasonic signals. And here is what it does to water. It actually carves out the whole a small hole, so you can actually feel something there. But it's it's so difficult to sell this. I mean, how do you make a video out of it? People need to try it. So that's why that was one of the reasons why we didn't push it to market. So anyway, we took this technology and created a different product. It's a very bad resolution. It's a directional speaker. So it uses also ultrasonic modulation in order to create a very narrow beam of sound. And we're actually not the first company that is doing this. You probably heard of this technology. It's been around for a while, but there is not many companies actually that develop this, and we figured out we can do it in a quite affordable way, and it's also not so bad. So I'll just make a small demonstration of this speaker. So it's also a nice phenomenon when you move the sound through the space and you hear the reflections from walls, which are in a way something like a virtual speaker. You point the speaker towards the wall, and everyone thinks that the sound is coming from this wall, from a virtual speaker. So I'm also using this speaker within my performance that I will play tonight. So I'm trying to send some audio around the room and create a surround sound environment with only one speaker. This is what we've been developing since 2011 now. So our main goal was to miniaturize everything. So most of the time we spent developing this amplifier, but we also are working on developing our own transducers. But we have managed now to really shrink this whole thing. So this is the amplifier, and by the end of this year we'll be launching a new version where the amplifier will be built into the same housing, because we have managed to make it really small. And we also will be launching a different product very soon. So this is a sort of a bracelet type of wearable stuff that is very popular. So we are putting the directional speakers below the wrist. So what do you do with that? You can take a phone call without pulling out your phone. So I'm wearing actually one right now. So the idea is that the sound coming from the speakers hits the palm, and then it creates a virtual speaker on your palm. So you can just make this gesture that you usually do anyway when talking on the phone, and you can hear the sound coming from your fingers, basically. So that's the idea. And that's more or less it about the company. Just a few words about the performance that I'm doing today. I'm playing just a mixing board, actually. So I really like the no-input mixing board aesthetics and the expression that it, enables. So I'm routing the sound first through the mixing board, so generating it there, and then putting it out through this Syntactic device. This is how we call it, in fact. And when I put my hand here, I don't use the camera at all, in fact. I just use one of the speakers as a pickup. And when I put my hand here, I reflect the ultrasonic energy back into this thing. And depending on how I move the hand, I reflect more or less back, and then it gets connected into the feedback mixing board story again. And the same thing I also do with the speaker. So I'm using two speakers, actually. One is a speaker, one is a receiver. So when the sound bounces off the ceiling and hits the receiver again, it again closes this feedback circuit and makes change the sound, makes different sounds.